When asked how humans handle poison, the lab replied, consumed it, became cheerful, asked for more. Dr. Varix's antenna twitched nervously as the emergency alarm echoed through the Galactic Medical Institute's toxicology wing. Her 4 eyes scanned the digital display on her datapad, and her blue skin paled to almost white. The alert was clear. Human researcher exposed to Vraxian venom in Lab 7. Estimated survival time, 3 minutes. She grabbed her medical kit and ran down the corridor, her 6 legs moving faster than they had in years. Vraxian venom was one of the deadliest substances in the known galaxy. It caused immediate paralysis, followed by respiratory failure. No species had ever survived direct exposure. Not one. The lab door slid open with a hiss. Varix rushed inside, ready to perform emergency protocols, ready to fight death itself to save her colleague. What she found made her freeze in place. Marcus Chen sat at his desk, typing on his computer. A half-empty water bottle rested beside his keyboard. He looked up when she entered and gave her a small wave. "Oh, hey, Dr. Varix," Marcus said. "I was just finishing the incident report. Sorry about the alarm." "Marcus," she said slowly, "the system says you were exposed to Vraxian venom. Is this correct?" The venom container broke and some of it splashed into my mouth. I spit most of it out, but I definitely swallowed some, maybe a few drops. "You swallowed Vraxian venom," her voice came out as a whisper. "How long ago?" "You should have died 14 minutes ago." Varix activated her medical scanner and pointed it at Marcus. The device hummed as it analyzed his body chemistry. The results appeared on her screen, and she read them 3 times to be sure. The venom was definitely in his system. She could see its unique chemical signature in his bloodstream, in his digestive tract, even in his saliva. But his vital signs were stable. His heart rate was normal. His breathing was regular. His nervous system showed no signs of paralysis. "How do you feel right now?" Varix asked. "Be very specific." "It kind of feels like when I go to the dentist back on Earth." "This feels similar." But this human was sitting here, talking about breakfast and dentists. "Marcus, I need to run a full examination," she said. This is unprecedented. You may have just made medical history." "Is the venom that dangerous?" 3 drops can kill a fully grown Calothian war beast. You consumed several drops and suffered only minor numbness. "Which is why I do not understand how you are alive." His liver was breaking down the toxic compounds. His kidneys were filtering out the remnants. His immune system was barely even activated. "This should not be possible," Varix muttered, studying the results. "Your biology should not allow this." "Has anything like this happened to you before?" "My friend Jake had it worse. He's allergic to bee stings. Has to carry special medicine everywhere." "Is this going to be a problem? Am I in trouble for the accident?" "Would you be willing to participate in some studies?" "But it will be very, very interesting." Something extraordinary existed in human biology, something that could change everything they knew about toxicology. And Dr. Varix intended to discover exactly what that was. Dr. Varix did not sleep that night. She sat in her private office, surrounded by floating holographic screens, each one displaying information about human biology. The more she read, the more confused she became. Humans consumed capsaicin for pleasure. Capsaicin was a chemical that plants created to stop animals from eating them. It caused pain signals in most species. But humans, they grew special peppers with extra capsaicin. They had competitions to see who could eat the most. They added it to their food on purpose. "Madness," Varix whispered to herself. "Complete madness." They called it relaxing and fun. They had entire industries built around creating different types of this poison. They gave it to each other as gifts. Varix's antenna drooped. She felt tired just reading about it. The next file was about caffeine. a stimulant drug that humans consumed every single morning. Most of them could not function properly without it. They laughed about being addicted to it. They sold it in shops on every street corner. Some humans consumed so much that their hands shook. They poisoned themselves before breakfast, Varric said aloud, and they enjoy it. Cinnamon was an irritant. Humans sprinkled it on desserts. At 3 in the morning, Varric found a video file from Earth. The title read Ghost Pepper Challenge. She almost did not watch it, but curiosity won. She tapped the play button. The video showed humans deliberately eating peppers that made their faces turn red. They cried, they sweated, they gasped for air, and then they laughed. They actually laughed while clearly in distress. Some of them asked for more. Varric turned off the video. She sat in silence for a long moment. Then she made a decision. She activated her communicator and sent a message to Director Callis, the head of the Galactic Medical Institute. "Director, we need to talk about the humans. Immediately. This had better be important. What I found is disturbing." His face showed no emotion until the video ended. Then he blinked slowly. "Are they in pain?" he asked. "Yes," Varric said. "The capsaicin activates their pain receptors. They feel genuine pain." Why would any species do this to themselves? It could save lives. I would also need access to the full toxin library and permission to conduct controlled exposure experiments. "Approved," the director finally said. "But Dr. Varric, I want detailed safety protocols. I want daily reports, and if any human shows signs of serious distress, you stop immediately. Understood?" "Thank you." One of them, a woman named Sarah Kim, even seemed excited about it. By afternoon, Varric had her team assembled in Conference Room 3. 5 humans sat around the table, looking at her with curious expressions. Marcus was there along with Sarah and 3 others, James Rodriguez, Yuki Tanaka, and David Okonkwo. "Thank you all for volunteering," Varric began. "This study will help us understand how your species interacts with substances that are toxic to others. We will start with mild irritants and work our way up gradually. You can stop at any time. You can refuse any test. Your safety is my priority. I've always wondered why aliens think our food is so weird. You consume multiple toxins in a single meal." They looked eager, not scared, not worried, but actually eager to be exposed to toxic substances. Varric pulled up her first test protocol on the display screen. She had organized everything carefully. Mild substances first, then progressively stronger ones. Detailed monitoring at every stage. Multiple safety measures. "Our first test will be with Xanthari burning crystals," she explained. "They cause intense irritation to mucous membranes in every species we have tested. We will start with a very small amount. May the galaxy help us all understand what we are about to witness." 6 different species of medical staff waited nearby, just in case something went wrong. Dr. Varric stood at the control panel, her 4 eyes fixed on the monitors. In the testing area, Marcus sat in a comfortable chair, various sensors attached to his body. The screens displayed his heart rate, brain activity, blood chemistry, and dozens of other vital signs. "Are you ready, Marcus?" Varric asked through the communication system. "Ready," Marcus replied, giving a thumbs-up gesture. Varric had learned this meant agreement in human body language. She opened a sealed container and carefully removed a single Xanthari burning crystal. It was small, about the size of a grain of sand, and it glowed with a soft red light. She placed it in a glass of water and watched it dissolve. "Xanthari burning crystals cause extreme pain in the mouth and throat," Varric explained to her recording device. "Torvenians describe the sensation as having their tongue set on fire. Calothians say it feels like chewing broken glass. The pain lasts for approximately 1 standard hour. Take 1 small sip first." He licked his lips, then he smiled. "Oh, that's nice," he said. "It tastes like cinnamon. Can I have more?" Sweet and spicy. Marcus took another drink, then finished the entire glass. "Do you have any food I could put this on? This would be great on toast." "Note for the record," Varric said, her voice shaking slightly. "Human subject reports pleasant taste sensation, requests additional exposure. Vital signs remain completely normal." These microscopic particles affected neural function in most species, causing confusion, dizziness, and temporary memory loss. The spores were used as a defensive mechanism by Mulvaxian plants. Sarah Kim volunteered for this test. Varix released a small amount of spores into the sealed chamber. Sarah breathed them in as instructed. 3 minutes passed. Sarah started giggling. "How do you feel?" Varix asked, concerned. "I feel floaty," Sarah said, laughing again. "This is like having a beer. Maybe 2 beers, everything seems funny." She looked at her hands and laughed harder. "My hands are so weird. Why do we have so many fingers?" Sarah's brain activity showed altered patterns, but nothing dangerous. Her body was processing the spores without any damage. "Can I get these spores to take home?" Sarah asked, still giggling. "My friends would love this." Next test. 20 minutes later, James was lying comfortably on a medical bed, looking relaxed. "I feel super calm," he reported. "Like I just had a massage. My muscles are all loose and relaxed. This is actually really nice. I can move fine." James lifted his arm and waved. "Just really, really relaxed. I might take a nap." David tested Quellin bitter extract, which made most species vomit immediately. He said it tasted like strong coffee and asked for sugar to add to it. Every single test produced the same impossible results. The humans not only survived, they enjoyed the experience. They compared the toxins to things from Earth. They rated them like they were reviewing food at a restaurant. "The burning crystals are a 7 out of 10, Marcus told Varix during a break. "Good flavor, nice heat. The brain fog spores are maybe a 6. Fun, but the effect doesn't last long enough. That scorpion venom, though, that's a 9, very relaxing." Instead, the humans were asking for samples to take home. Dr. Callis entered her office. He looked as confused as she felt. "I have been watching every test," he said. "I have reviewed all the data. I cannot explain this." "How is this possible?" "Their bodies had to adapt or die. When they consume these substances, their brains release pleasure chemicals. The same chemicals released when they eat food they like or spend time with friends. Their evolution did not just give them resistance. It made them enjoy the experience. I want to present these findings, though I am not sure anyone will believe it." Varix saved her files and began preparing her presentation. She had 1 month to organize the most unbelievable scientific data ever recorded. The galaxy was about to learn something incredible about humans, and she would be the one to teach them. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Science Council was enormous. Thousands of seats rose in curved tiers, each one filled with a representative from a different species. Scientists, medical professionals, and government officials from across 40 systems had gathered for the monthly presentation of new discoveries. Dr. Varric stood backstage, her legs trembling slightly. She had presented research before, but never to an audience this large. Never with findings this impossible to believe. Marcus stood beside her, looking calm. He wore formal Earth clothing, a suit and tie he called it. In his bag he carried the items they would need for the demonstration. "Are you nervous?" Varix asked him. "A little," Marcus admitted, "but mostly excited. This is going to blow their minds." Their presentation was next. Varix walked onto the stage, her heart racing. The lights were bright. The audience was a sea of different colors, shapes, and sizes. She saw Torvenians with their gray scales, Calothians with their thick fur, Vraxians with their multiple eyes, and dozens of species she did not recognize. She reached the podium and activated her presentation. A large holographic screen appeared behind her, displaying the title, Human Toxin Resistance, a revolutionary discovery in xenobiology. 4 weeks ago, a human researcher at the Galactic Medical Institute accidentally consumed Vraxian venom. He survived. Today, I will show you why this matters for every species in this room. Impossible, the delegate said. Vraxian venom has 100% mortality rate, no exceptions. The venom was clearly present in his system. His vital signs remained stable. The timeline showed he survived well beyond the normal death window. More murmurs. Some delegates leaned forward, interested. Others crossed their arms, clearly doubtful. This could be falsified data, someone called out. Which is why I brought a live demonstration, Varix said. She gestured to the side of the stage. Please welcome Marcus Chen, human researcher and willing volunteer. The hall went quiet. Many had never seen a human in person before. They studied him carefully, his upright posture, his 2 eyes, his unusual skin. Hello everyone, Marcus said. I'm going to show you something about humans that might seem strange. But I promise, this is completely normal for my species. In most species, caffeine causes rapid heart rate, anxiety, and digestive problems. It is classified as a mild toxin. Marcus picked up the coffee cup and took a long drink. Humans consume this every morning, he said. Some of us drink multiple cups per day. It helps us wake up and focus. We enjoy the taste. His heart rate increased slightly but remained healthy. His brain activity showed increased alertness. No distress signals. This is our normal, Marcus said. We have entire shops dedicated to selling coffee. It is part of our culture. Delicious, Marcus said, smiling. We give this as gifts to people we care about. She explained capsaicin in detail, showing how it activated pain receptors. This substance causes severe burning pain, Varix said. Torvenian researchers who accidentally touched it described the experience as torture. The pain lasted for hours. That is dangerous. Wow, that's got some heat, Marcus said. His eyes watered a bit, but he was smiling. That's really good, though. Nice flavor. I'd rate this about an 8 out of 10 on the spice scale. Delegates turned to each other, speaking in dozens of different languages. Marcus took a drink of water, then continued. On Earth, we have competitions where people try to eat even hotter peppers than this. We grow them specially to be more painful. It's fun. It's exciting. Humans consume this socially, Varix said. They bond over it. They celebrate with it. Entire regions of Earth are famous for producing it. His inhibitions decreased slightly. His speech became marginally slower, but he remained conscious, functional, and happy. We've been doing this for thousands of years, Marcus told the audience. These substances are part of our history, our culture, our daily lives. Young human, the elder said, their voice deep and resonant. I must ask you directly, when your species encounters poison, what do? We consume it, become cheerful, and ask for more. Absolutely mad, and absolutely fascinating. The communication console beeped constantly with new messages. She looked at the latest request and smiled. The Agricultural Council of Zenthar Prime wanted human consultants to test their new crop varieties. Several plants showed promising nutritional value but contained compounds toxic to Zentharian biology. They needed humans to determine if the crops were safe for other species. Another one, Varix muttered, adding it to her growing list. Marcus entered the office, carrying 2 cups of coffee. He handed one to Varix. She accepted it gratefully. Over the past months, she had developed a tolerance for small amounts of caffeine. It still seemed strange to deliberately consume a stimulant, but she understood the appeal now. You have 17 new requests today, Marcus said, sitting across from her. The Mulvaxian Medical Institute wants to discuss pain medication development. The Corvan Defense Force is interested in human consultants for toxin identification. And there's a culinary institute on Fraxis that wants to create human-safe restaurants. They want to serve our food to other species, but they need humans to test what's safe for who. Marcus grinned. Apparently, there's a lot of interest in Earth cuisine after our demonstration. Now it was her morning routine. The galaxy is changing faster than I expected. They walked together through the Institute's corridors to Lecture Hall 5. The room was already filled with students from 24 different species. They had come from across the galaxy to attend Marcus's course, Death World Adaptations and Survival Biology. Today we're going to discuss how environmental pressure shapes evolutionary biology. My home planet, Earth, is classified as a Class 7 death world. To survive there, humans develop some unusual adaptations. Is it true that your planet has plants that eat animals? My planet is very dangerous. Our need to survive poisons made us resistant to them. That resistance now helps the entire galaxy. After the class ended, Varix and Marcus returned to her office. A new message was waiting, this one marked urgent. It was from Director Callis. "Both of you come to my office immediately," the message read. They hurried through the institute. When they arrived, they found Director Callis meeting with 3 Vraxian officials. The officials wore ceremonial robes, indicating high status. "Dr. Varix Marcus Chen," Callis said formally. "Allow me to introduce Ambassador Thex, High Council member for Vraxian Medical Research. It has caused my people to reconsider many assumptions about toxicology and medicine. Vraxian venom has medical applications we have never fully explored because it is too dangerous to study closely. We would like to establish a joint research facility with human scientists. You could handle the dangerous substances while we provide the theoretical framework. We are also establishing similar partnerships with other worlds. The Corvan want to study their scorpion venom for pain management. The Movaxians are investigating their spores for psychological therapy. Your human abilities have opened doors we thought were permanently closed. The Human Consultation Department. Marcus, we want you to lead it. You understand both the science and the practical applications. You can teach others. And most importantly, you understand how to bridge our different perspectives." Then he nodded. "Okay, I'll do it, but I'll need help recruiting other humans, and we'll need proper safety protocols. Just because we can handle toxins doesn't mean we should be careless. We will provide full support and resources." 6 months after the initial venom incident, Varix and Marcus stood together in the new department's main laboratory. It was state-of-the-art, with equipment from across the galaxy. Human researchers worked alongside alien scientists, testing substances, developing medicines, and making discoveries. "We did this," Varix said softly. "One accident in a lab led to all of this." He handed her a cup of coffee, her daily morning ritual now. "Though I still can't believe we changed galactic medicine because I'm clumsy with sample trays." "Your clumsiness was very fortunate. A Torvenian was working with a human to develop new anesthetics based on Corvan venom. You know what's interesting?" Marcus said. "Back on Earth, humans spent centuries being afraid of poisons, trying to avoid them. Now we're using that same relationship to help others. We turned our survival adaptation into something positive." It was from a research station in the Outer Rim. They had discovered a new plant species with unknown chemical properties, too dangerous for most species to study. They were requesting human consultants. Marcus accepted the request and assigned a team, another mystery to solve. Another way to help. Varix finished her coffee and set down the empty cup. She looked at Marcus, this strange poison-eating human who had accidentally changed everything. "Thank you," she said simply. "For what?" Marcus asked. "For being clumsy, for surviving." for teaching us that different does not mean wrong. It just means different. And sometimes different is exactly what the galaxy needs. Anytime. The galaxy had learned an important lesson. When humans encounter poison, they consume it, become cheerful, and ask for more. And in doing so, they make the universe a better place for everyone.